Stop for a moment and look closely at your life. Are you waiting for a feeling? Are you waiting for that rush of energy, that sudden surge of motivation to finally begin the work that truly matters? If you are, then you are waiting for a mirage. You are waiting for permission to build the life you claim to want. And that waiting is costing you everything. We have been sold a lie. The lie that success is fueled by inspiration. But the truth, the brutal truth, is that the world does not reward your feelings. It rewards your action. It rewards your discipline. Motivation is a beautiful spark, but it is fleeting. It is a guest who arrives without warning and leaves without notice. Discipline, however, is the fire you tend every single day. It is the core mental shift that permanently bridges the gap between intention and monumental accomplishment. This is the ultimate lesson in personal power. This is the foundation of genuine self-mastery. You are listening to a special presentation from the Zenith Voice. Today, we pull back the curtain on the most dangerous myth in self-improvement and equip you with the 5 core rules for building an unbreakable life fueled by quiet, relentless discipline. It's time to stop waiting. It's time to begin. The first and most crucial hard truth you must absorb is this: motivation is a byproduct, not a catalyst. We think of motivation as the engine that starts the car. We believe we must feel good to perform well. This is a fundamental reversal of reality. Look at any truly successful person in any field. They did not wake up every single day feeling electric, energized, and ready to dominate. They woke up, perhaps feeling tired, perhaps feeling resistant, and they executed the plan anyway. Discipline forces the action. The action produces a small result. That small, tangible result, that little win, releases the dopamine, the confidence, and the positive feedback loop we incorrectly label as motivation. Think of the gym. If you wait until you feel like going, you will go once a week. But if you commit to being there at 6 a.m. every single morning, that is discipline. After a week of consistent action, you look in the mirror, you feel stronger, you see progress, and that is when motivation appears. It is a reward for your adherence to the system. It is never the starting gun. The brutal rule: if you require motivation to start, you will quit when motivation leaves. Discipline removes the reliance on mood. It says, my commitment to the future is greater than my comfort in the present. How do you implement this? Start so small you cannot fail. Don't commit to a 90-minute workout. Commit to putting on your workout clothes and doing 5 push-ups. That first disciplined action is the catalyst. The feeling of accomplishment that follows is the motivation. You have just leveraged action to create emotion, not the other way around. Stop chasing the feeling. Start chasing the checklist. The feeling will eventually chase you. Rule 2. Discipline is the choice between what you want now and what you want most. Discipline is nothing more than sophisticated decision-making. It is the ability to connect your present actions with your ultimate desired identity. Every single moment of temptation, every impulse to procrastinate, to seek comfort, to indulge, is a direct vote on the person you are becoming. The undisciplined person always chooses the momentary pleasure, the scrolling, the extra hour of sleep, the immediate gratification. They choose what they want now. The disciplined person chooses the long-term compounding value. They choose the work that builds the skill, the sacrifice that secures the future, the delayed reward. They choose what they want most. This is the central battle. It is a battle fought in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Discipline is the mechanism that allows the future version of you, the successful, accomplished, confident version, to dominate the immediate, weaker version of you. The brutal rule: every day You are either paying for future success with present discipline, or you are paying for present comfort with future regret. You must clearly define what you want most. It cannot be vague. It must be a non-negotiable image of your future self. When the moment of temptation arrives, when the choice is between the hard task and the easy distraction, you must pause and ask yourself, does this action move me toward the person I want most to be, or keep me where I am now? If the answer is the latter, the disciplined choice becomes easy. It is not about resisting the distraction. It is about preferring the outcome. It is a simple, relentless trade. Comfort now for pain later, or pain now for power later. The choice is always yours. Choose power. Rule 3. The myth of flow and the power of showing up. We often hear about being in a state of flow, the feeling of effortless work where time disappears. We mistakenly believe this state must be found before we start the work. The reality is that flow state is a reward for deep, persistent engagement, not a prerequisite for beginning the work. The undisciplined mind waits for the perfect lighting, the perfect song, the perfect mood to start the demanding task. The disciplined mind understands that the magic happens after you have spent 15 minutes grinding through the resistance. The first 15 minutes of any high-value work are the most painful. This is the inertia you must overcome. This is your mind testing your commitment. Your brain is trying to conserve energy. It throws up distractions, self-doubt, and sudden urges to clean or check email. The brutal rule: discipline is the ability to be bored, uncomfortable, and resistant, and still execute the plan. The job is not to feel inspired. The job is to show up, to put the pen to the paper, to open the code editor, to strap on the running shoes. The discipline is in the physical act of starting. Once you have dedicated yourself to that first, small, painful period, something shifts. The brain realizes the resistance is futile. It settles down, and the true work, the deep focus, begins. That is when you enter flow. Showing up is 80% of the battle. You don't need to commit to finishing the entire project, but you must commit to a non-negotiable start time. The disciplined man forces himself into the chair. The feeling of, I don't want to do this, will always be there. Do it anyway. That is the moment where true power is built.
Rule 4. Systems over goals, the unbreakable architecture. The disciplined life is not goal-oriented, it is system-oriented. Goals are great for setting direction, but they are terrible for driving daily behavior. The goal of write a book is exciting, but it offers zero practical guidance on a Tuesday morning. A system, however, is a clear, repeatable process that guarantees progress, regardless of your feeling. Discipline is the choice to adhere to the system, even when the system seems too small, too boring, or too slow. The brutal rule: the quality of your life is not determined by the size of your dreams, but by the reliability of your routines. An undisciplined person focuses on the outcome. They want the rush of the completed project. A disciplined person focuses on the process. They fall in love with the daily commitment. Your system should be rigid, simple, and non-negotiable. Instead of, I will be rich, the system is, I will read for 30 minutes on my craft and contact one high-value client every day before 9 a.m. Instead of, I will be fit, the system is, I will perform 50 bodyweight exercises and drink 60 ounces of water every day. Your job is to protect the system at all costs. Discipline is the boundary you put around your routine, shielding it from interruptions, comfort, and the whims of your momentary mood. When you stop focusing on the destination and start focusing on the next step in the journey, you become unstoppable. the results cease to be a hope and become a statistical inevitability. You have programmed your future success. Rule 5. Embrace the pain of self-correction. The final core rule for a disciplined life is the absolute rejection of delusion. Discipline is not just about starting, it is about relentlessly correcting courses when you inevitably fail. The disciplined person knows that perfection is impossible, but honest self-assessment is mandatory. The undisciplined person avoids the mirror. When they skip a workout, they minimize it. When they waste a day, they rationalize it. They hide their failures in the shadows of excuses because admitting a mistake is painful. The pain of self-correction, the act of looking at your track record and saying, "I failed here, and here, and here, because I was weak," is the crucible where genuine discipline is forged. The brutal rule: self-pity is a luxury the self-reliant cannot afford. Be your own strictest judge. When you fall short, you must not seek comfort or external validation. You must immediately shift from a critical emotion to an analytical process. Acknowledge the failure. State it plainly, without emotion. "I skipped the scheduled work block today." Analyze the trigger. Why? Was it a notification? Was it a vague schedule? Was I tired? Implement the fix. Next time, I will turn off my phone completely and schedule the task for an earlier, more energetic hour. Discipline is not a state of being. It is a cycle of action, failure, honest review, and refined action. It is the ability to get knocked down and use the fall to identify the weak spot in your stance. The disciplined person views failure not as a moral flaw, but as a data point. They embrace the discomfort of analyzing their own shortcomings because they understand that pain is temporary, but the weakness exposed by the pain can be fixed, leading to permanent power. This relentless, quiet self-correction is the highest form of self-love because you are proving to yourself that your future mastery is more important than your present ego. You now possess the truth. Motivation is a charming ghost that will disappoint you every time. Discipline is the steel structure you build with your own hands. You are no longer waiting for a feeling. You are no longer hoping for inspiration. You are now armed with the certainty that action creates power, and the only barrier between you and your highest potential is your commitment to a set of non-negotiable routines. The choice is immediate, and it is singular. Will you continue to be a spectator in your own life, waiting for the feeling to show up? Or will you become the architect of your destiny, using discipline as your primary tool? Today, the work begins. Not tomorrow, not when you feel like it, now. Your immediate action step is this. Identify one single system you will adhere to for the next 48 hours. Not a goal, but a microsystem. Read 5 pages. Do 5 push-ups. Work on your craft for 15 minutes. No excuses, no negotiation. Execute that system. Force the action. Let the feeling follow. This is the power of quiet discipline. This is the voice of authority. This is the promise of self-reliance. If this message from the Zenith Voice resonated with the person you are striving to become, do not let this truth fade. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to join a community dedicated to mastery, and share this audio with one person who you know is still waiting for motivation. Take this insight and let it transform your next 24 hours. There are other core principles waiting for you in our library of content. I encourage you to explore the next lesson and continue your journey to an unbreakable will.